Welcome back, everybody. Some more EU4 with me, Daniel from Dan Has Fun, playing as East Frisia. Last episode, we got our armies back from taking some land off Denmark. We talked a little about what our overall strategy was going to be. And we watched as more and more stripy black rebel lines went across English territory and just admired their absolute disgusting border gore. This episode, I think what we're going to do in preparation for getting to the point where we can get level 10 admin, I think what we're going to do, first of all, is we're going to make it a priority. It does mean our Diplo is going to grow slower temporarily, but that is fine. We can switch that back, well, in 25 years, but I think by then it'll be about time to balance it out again. Our guy only has +1 in his Diplo, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but alas, what are you going to do? But no, this episode I think we're going to make some money, and I think we're going to try and take Hanover as well. So I think we may almost immediately declare war off the start. We do have to wait for our drilling army to get some morale, and right now we can't cross over. So what we're going to invariably need to do is ask an ally to join as well. Yeah, I'm not losing money options right now. That's not happening. We're not making a ton of money, but I'm thinking if we attack Berg and take Hanover, there'll be 3 nations we can get war reparations from, which should help supplement our income a bit. Well, they just enacted a new imperial reform. Do we get cheaper? Do we get cheaper ones, or is it just the Empire provinces? It's just the Empire provinces. Okay. And we get CBs on non-members bordering the Empire to force them to join the Empire. I don't think we're going to be utilising that, but I mean, we don't mind if the HRE makes some progress. We just don't want to make astronomical amounts. After all that time, by the way, that no guy was sitting in Denmark, they only took 2 provinces from them. That's pretty disappointing. That was a lot of work for them for very little gain. Oh well, not really our problem. We're going to get our diplomat back from the Ottomans. And then by the turn of February, we should be able, I think, to declare war. Well, we should. Oh no, our transports are ready to go. I was going to say, we're probably going to have them to help with, just blockading. Denmark's rivaled the Livonian Order. That's fine. Okay, now it's February. We want to declare war on Hanover. It does bring in Hesse, Dithmarschen, and Gelre, which is what we want. The only one that's kind of annoying there is Hesse, because it's got 6,000 troops. How many favours do we have with Austria? Tons. So I don't feel bad doing this. Okay. Well, we'll bring in you 3. I'm not going to bring in France. We don't need to. We want to keep favours with them as high as possible. We only have 29 right now, so we're not going to call them in. But what we are going to do is immediately squash Dithmarschen, and we're going to put our transport fleet out in Heligoland Bight just to blockade the province itself. I'm going to make sure, they don't have them joining us. We don't want them to join us. We want to split this army in half, though, because we don't need the whole thing here. And we're going to see if we can get across. So, Lübeck probably won't let us through. Hamburg will. So we can just do this. I want to try sieging a couple of places at the same time. Yeah, I know I don't have a second military leader, but 11,000 troops here should be more than fine. At least we get 1 bonus to our artillery, because at least we have an artillery here, but maybe I should have left another one, but it's fine. This is a level 3 fort as well, so both of them are going to take a fair while to do. They're going for... yeah, they're just going to go sit in Utrecht, which for now is fine. That's fine. We can deal with that afterwards. I have faith that we'll be able to outpace them for sieging. And if they want to throw all their stacks together, I'm okay with that as well, because Austria should be able to whack them all. That, though, was a poor decision. Why would they not wait for Austria? Lubeck really does have the crazy, crazy army of Doom. By which I mean Doom for it, usually. I just saw that Wichita has, yeah, just had a peace with Castile decline, so we know we're here. Portugal is down in Brazil, not a huge surprise. Spain is probably in the Caribbean by the looks of it, and is probably here as well. Not a surprise at all. They always get the advantage. Like the Iberian nations just inherently have massive bonuses over the rest of Europe in terms of colonization, so comes with the territory. Oh wow, Occo van Orange, unlike his predecessor who died at I think 73, he's died at the ripe old age of 33. And the orangist candidate is rubbish, so we're going to get a statist in charge. The 2, 3, 4. Although it's weird seeing a statist being in charge until he dies. That feels strange. But it's because we're on 52. Still. I'm fine with this. Like a 2, 3, 4 is very competitive, and that righteous is pretty useful as well, considering we don't get a lot of Republican tradition. Definitely better traits that we could have gotten on the roll, but honestly, I'll take it. No, we're still not going to do that. Yeah, your equilibrium's nearly at 60. Yours is at 50 and change. Okay, so yeah, we don't have to pull the trigger on that. Not that we could anyway, we were at war, but... They've attacked Yaroslavl. This, yeah, Yaroslav, this little guy, and they have no allies, so rest in spaghetti's Yaroslavl. The sort of name that the fella from Plants vs. Zombies, what's his name, Crazy Dave, would say. Yaroslavl. Beautiful. Siege of Ravensburg is complete. Go sit in the war goals for a second just so we can get that ticking over. Siege done of Dishmarschen. Who else is even in this? I guess we'll go down there. And once you're done, we will cancel our open borders with Hamburg so we can get that point a month back. Thank you. Oh, I hit the wrong button. 10 out of 10. Hit the wrong sign. Oh, it costs us 1 extra Diplo point. Because I am SMRT. I think I just offered open borders to them. That's not quite what I meant. We're on 27th of November. Thank you. Try again. We're having a transport fleet versus transport fleet duel at sea. I could bring my trade fleet in. They shouldn't... they probably don't need to be asleep at war right now. That's fine. Yeah, we didn't capture any of them, but that's not a big deal. Just go back to port. Yeah. The only nation that has a sea border there was the one with the 2 transport ships. That's fine. Now it's a good time to reduce inflation. Yeah, so we'd planned to deal with a person with pretty high admin and pretty low Diplo, and we haven't ended up that way, so changing to being an admin focus turned out to be even more useful than I thought it was going to be. Now I start piecing out some nations. Don't need to... It's very tempting to vassalize you, but I'm not going to right now, because that's a lot of aggressive expansion for something I don't control directly. So we're going to do the standard give me all your money, which honestly is just under half of your money. But we get war reparations, that's what matters there. I so want to take this province, but it's such an enormous amount of painful aggressive expansion we're not going to. So it's the same boat, you're just going to give us money as well. And we should only have 2 nations left. We should have Berg and Hesse. And Hesse won't peace out yet because we haven't taken their fort. We should. I know it'll cost us a bit in manpower, but our buddy with multiple points of siege as a leader should probably be over here. This should speed this up massively. Yeah, now we're up to 3 rather than 1 artillery bonus point. Definitely an improvement. We could blast the walls down too, but that's not worth it. Yeah, this is a piece of cake. We didn't expect this to be difficult, to be fair. Yeah, unconditional surrender from Berg. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking to get money out of Hesse. Can get level 10 military tech. Definitely worth doing. And because the enemy has no troops at all, we can upgrade our cannons. It doesn't matter which one, frankly. And our horses at the same time. Normally we'd have to wait, but right now that's A-OK. What state is this in? Because I would be... like, Frankfurt is clearly going to be a very useful ally. They are worth a lot of money. And short term, I don't intend to... I don't intend to take them, so I'm almost tempted to give it to them. Oh, they don't even want it. Okay, fine. That makes my life easier. Could pillage them for 11 aggressive expansion, but that also seems like a poor idea. Oh, they have military. I was going to say, they have an alliance with the Ottomans now if they don't. That would be really funny. And... oh, they're loaning an army. I'm not even going to bother hanging around to break that army. It's not necessary. In theory, if I wanted both, that's 24 aggressive expansion. Ooh. I'm only just into the threshold of bad with that. It might be worth taking them both if I wait just a smidge longer. I think we'll do that. I think we'll just sit and wait. So get out of there. I don't want to give them more devastation. Where's Berg planning on going? Yeah, no, we'll play the waiting game just for a little bit longer. Turn the speed up to 4. That is absolutely A-OK. Boundary dispute. Yeah, we don't care that Denmark hates us. Hang on. How's that even going to work? That's a claim that lasts for 3 years. But I'm in a peace treaty with them for 5. What a waste of time. Yeah, so now we are getting the call for peace. So the longer we wait, the more painful it's going to be. In terms of war exhaustion, but we can still wait. We're not going to get a huge amount of accumulation right now. We're learning lots about the Caribbean, so hopefully by the time we can utilise that information we'll be somewhat ready. Get more about the Caribbean. War exhaustion is now going to plus 0.05. Now it's 6. No, I'll just take the army tradition, 100%. I don't need the manpower. I'm already at cap. I'm actually over cap, technically, but you know what I mean. Command us out. Get out of this, please. They are going to hate us. They're going to demand this land back, and we're going to say no. Now the Livonian Order has declared war on Rostov, another tiny nation that's going to get wrecked. Would the Great Horde protect them, though? We go into relations, current wars. No, they didn't. Okay, well, bad news for Rostov. You're not going to exist for very long. Bohemian Crystal is now out. Not really very pertinent to us, if I'm being completely honest. We're now at 0.1 per month, so we do need to piece them out soon. Otherwise it starts getting very expensive, and now we can. So yeah, all these nations that don't matter can join the coalition. That's what I want. Thank you. So I've got 2 provinces for the price of 1, Grandma. And what we're going to do now is we are going to turn our army maintenance pretty much down to the minimum. Because we're in money-saving mode at this point. We want to get... yeah, go away. I'm not doing it. Except, nearly did it by accident, but no, we're fine. Do we want to upgrade the centre of trade? Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to improve our economy as best we can, and improving this is definitely a good start. We only have 42% autonomy, and it is ticking down at a reasonable pace, like kind of the standard pace. So that's definitely worth doing. We want to go into big money mode to the degree where I'm even tempted to mothball all forts. We're not going to get rid of any of these forts because we're clearly going to need them if we're playing dicey with the coalition game. But, all the same, we don't need the book right now. We're really not gaining papal influence very quickly, are we? Because, yeah, we don't have any cardinals. Yeah, our cardinal sin is preventing us from growing that, but it's fine. So now we have to play the waiting game. The key component is tech-related, so as soon as we get to admin level 10... we'll get another idea group. We're clearly going to go for exploration ideas so that we can spy the coastline and then see if we can colonize it. We need to start earlier than ideally Britain does. I don't know if they've even started colonizing. They do have exploration and expansion, which is a little bit terrifying, because that means they're going to be able to expand very quickly. And I do see this here. I'm hoping this isn't France. That could be... I'm pretty sure that's France. Okay, so we're going to have a challenge, I think. Luckily, France and I will hopefully stay allied for a while. We can tell... but yeah, this is Spain. Spain is here. Portugal's having an interesting time colonially right now. So that... if Portuguese Colombia wants to be slowed down, I'm okay with that. But yeah, as a secondary power at best... we're not going to end up colonizing all the Americas. It's just not doable. What we're going to be trying to do is grab a corner of... ideally, if we can get here, like, not because I live here, but ideally, if we can get this part of Atlantic Canada, this is reasonably easy to defend. Ish. In the grand scheme of things, we'll have to see. But yeah, we really need to pile in to getting level 10 admin tech. To the point where we are going to get... I can't afford a +2 guy, really. I wish I could, but that is really expensive per month, and that's tricky. So we're going to go for the tax guy, because it'll kind of pay for himself. Somewhat. And we're going to try and rattle to it. We're making 8 points a month, so it's not dreadful. But we also are going to try not to take too much land straight away. At least not now. We've taken the 2 provinces we wanted. We're going to try and sit on it. In terms... we must be... yeah, we will give you knowledge sharing. I'm fine with that. We must be pretty close. We're only at 250 development. It feels like we'd have more than that by now. I guess not. We're not that big. Yeah, that's a pretty good place to get a church in Munster. I guess it's because I'm just, well, I'm used to when we were playing as Bologna, right? And we were like, all of this. So we just had seemingly unlimited development. Idle diplomat, do not think so. What you are going to do is you are going to come in and curry favours with France. We're making a pretty significant number. I'm also going to return our diplomat from the Ottomans. I don't think that's really going to do anything at this point. And what we are going to do immediately is see if we can get something from France that's useful. We can get 112 ducats from them. I'm going to do that just because, well, money is never a bad thing, is it? That's 7s and 6s. That's 10 and 7, so get a couple of those. 1 gold spare. Fantastic. But no, what we're going to do is we're going to spend the rest of them to increase trust. We want them to like us. Obscure is... that's fine. There we go. So our trust with France is now at 70. So they will be far more likely to agree to things we ask them to do. In terms of anything else that we would need to do, we don't have any other major allies, really. I mean, Austria is kind of, again, a secondary power. They're fine. How many? There we have 45 favours. We should probably do some of that too. There you go. And then we're going to, once they come back, we're going to curry some favours here as well. We're just trying to become very trustworthy so that these two nations will pretty much defend us at all times. My only concern with Austria in particular is that Hungary next to them, they haven't done what they normally do. So Hungary usually becomes a junior partner of Austria. That never happened, and Austria is nowhere near as big as Hungary is in this game, which is also very interesting. Hungary hates the Ottomans, but the Ottomans don't hate them. For some reason, Naples hates Hungary. No, maybe it's this one province that's doing it, maybe? Because they do share a sea border, but that's not that normal either, I guess. We do have a fully formed Spain. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but they absorbed Aragon. Again, very typical behaviour. The man looks to getting curb stomped by the Ottomans, which is also very normal behaviour. I still can't believe that Muscovy even exists, given how angry all its neighbours have been. But I think it's just been saved by this one province. I think if Poland bordered them, they would have taken this out by now. Awesome, we've got some more churches. We should probably build another one. Not super high value, but it's better than a kick in the trousers. What's our ship limit looking at right now? We're still only at 24, so we should probably deal with that soon as well. Do we even have the building for that? Yeah, we do. We can build shipyards. So we might want to start building some shipyards next. Because economically, we're doing alright. I mean, admittedly, we don't have any of our forts up and our army's not doing anything, but I mean, we're making 10 gold a month right now, which is pretty significant. We still have 87 army drill too, which is excellent. It's only ticking down very, very gradually. We do have rebels forming, but not very many. We can just probably go sit there, that's fine. We'll keep an eye on that. If we need to, we'll just increase our upkeep and that'll stop them from rebelling. England, are you losing to your rebels legitimately? The noble rebels are genuinely defeating the English army. Which I'm okay with this. The more they can be slowed down, the less territory issues we're going to have. Okay, so this wasn't France. But it doesn't matter really, because this is English territory. This is why I don't like settling here, because there's a lot going on. I'd much rather settle up here, it's safer. And in terms of the trade zone, like the Gulf of St. Lawrence Sea Zone is massive. And is usually worth a significant amount of money, just like Chesapeake is. Chesapeake's just worth more initially. Well, I'm not losing a stability, so I guess I'm eating some cash. Yeah, I think Chesapeake has slightly more potential, but is again harder to defend. So pros and cons. We aren't the big bads, not in this story. New draperies, not that important for us. Lots of things happening, none of which is going to impact us in any significant way. What I would really like, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened, I would love to see France declare on England right now. They wouldn't get very far because England has the bigger navy. But they'd probably start having colonial clashes, and that would slow them both down. Oh, our statesman died. Do we have a +1 guy? We do, he's a morale of armies guy. That's not what I'm looking for, but we'll have to take it. This is also a good time that we're able to tick down our aggressive expansion a bit. Because at least we know that because Denmark's navy is so massive, that Sweden will not be able to get this. Not with that help. If they want to start taking all this land, I mean, that's not good, but that's not land I'm prioritizing. I would love to eventually get this land. This is all very high development, very, very strong land. Oh, they've only already declared war Muscovy. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah, Shellen's a 34 development. Whoa, pause. Whoa, hang on, hang on, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, so we're now in the Age of Reformation. We've seen lots of land, thanks to map spreading. Anything super important happening here that I didn't see before? Yeah, it is France and Newfoundland. Kind of figured. And they like to go there because it's the natural harbour. It makes sense, right? But, yeah, it doesn't look like any... Doesn't look like any colonies have been set over here. Yeah, this is also a place that gets that bonus. Like, it has a natural harbour too. Yeah, I don't see any colonists landing in this area, which you'd be able to see because it'd show somebody trying to show up. I don't see any of that, so I'm hoping we can get out there sooner rather than later. But we're not quite there yet. We can take that idea though for sure because that's military. Just cheap military maintenance. 100% want to do that. We are almost at admin level 10. That's when all this can start happening. So what we want to do proactively is grab... I'm going to turn the speed down to 3. We're going to talk about the change of age in a second. So we want these 3. I'm going to put them at the shore. So I want them to be ready for when this is able to happen. So we're just going to have them at the shore. They're just going to wait patiently for the time being. Honestly, we might not even do that. Let's get them to go over to Iceland. Go to Reykjavik, please. Religion-wise, yeah, now we're in the Age of Reformation. We did embrace humanist ideas, so we do get a bit of a jump start. It's going to be a bit before we do any of this. We will be joining the Reformation. We should be able to convert provinces. We're going to try and have a colonial empire, but we're not going to have several colonial nations. It's just we just don't have the bandwidth for that. Force converting another nation, we should hopefully be able to do, and maybe we'll be able to unify culture, but maybe a bit ambitious. So we've got plans. Really, our next state of play is, can we please get this done? I think, yes, this month's tick. Alright, 1st of November, 1528. We can get modern theocracy. All it does is give an idea group. That's all I need. Well, it gives you these acts too, but that's not super important. We are going to take the Conventicle Act, and we're not going to do the Declaration of Indulgences. That's fine. We have to go for exploration because we can't... Well, I say that because we can see this land. We could technically go for expansion instead, but I don't think that's the right plan. Expansion does have the benefit of having an extra colonist. Exploration only gives you 1, expansion gives you 2. But I think part of our issue right now is that we might not even be able to reach colonially where we need to go. So exploration might be better. The other thing I guess we should check is how they combine with the other idea groups we already have. So exploration with humanist gives us more settler increase, which is excellent. With quantity, it gives you a pretty mediocre option. Expansion, meanwhile, with quantity, gives us global settler. So, no, we're going to go exploration. We might end up going expansion afterwards, but not yet. So we want to go quest for the New World immediately. It allows us to recruit a conquistador or an explorer. We can't quite do it yet. We need 50, so we have to wait 1 more monthly tick. Mainz has declared on Trier. That's interesting. Good for them. If they want to duel next to me, that's fine. Technically, we have a border with Trier, but it is hilariously short. You can have open borders. I'm fine with that. Okay, so we're now in December. We're 1 point short because we need 50. We only have 49. That's very sad. Yeah, only accumulating... you know what? It's expensive, but we're going to bump you up to a level 2. I really want to try and get some of these ideas popped out as quickly as we can. Really, it's the second one, because we can't build a colony yet. The rest of it, we can kind of deal, but we need to at least start. So yeah, we want an explorer. Explorer stats don't matter a huge amount. I mean, maneuver is helpful. And we have our explorer ready. So we are going to explore. And we don't have to quite make the same beeline that we thought we might have to before, but we can now start looking around. We're not going to circumnavigate the globe, they'll just die. But we're going to have a look around the... Let's just start with the North Atlantic coast. The more land I can see, the better I can kind of gauge where people are going. France will probably get the rest of this, I would imagine, as their priority. Our priority is going to, let's say, be here somewhere. The only real downside to colonizing this area is you don't really have any exciting trade goods. We've got fish, we've got naval supplies, we have fur, which is okay, but it's not amazing. But they kind of all suck. The problem, though, is that this province, for example, has tobacco. Pretty good. But it's in colonial East America, not colonial Canada. And we want to start in colonial Canada because it will be safer. The other place we could potentially start if we wanted to would be here in Stadacona. But we're clearly not going to have the range for that. I mean, let's pick here, for example. We could reach it, apparently. If you can't, it'll tell you. So if I pick, say, here... Yeah, we can't reach Isati because our colonial range is only 325. But interestingly, we could reach here, for example, or go to, like, Rhode Island. Really dangerous. We're not going to probably do that. We'll go further north. Something that has happened in the most recent kind of few builds of EU4. AI is far better at dealing with their colonies. They used to constantly have independence and revolts. It's pretty rare now, which is good and bad, I guess, depending on how you look at it. And I guess looking at it, I should be looking at the time and ending this episode, because it's gone on for a little bit. So yeah, next episode, we are hopefully going to have enough points that we can start actually colonizing. And then by the time we start doing that, hopefully we'll have some aggressive expansion burned down. Maybe we can start eating a little bit more land around us. Join me to have a look, see how we get on. Like the video if you did, and please subscribe if you want to keep watching. Really appreciate anybody that does do that. Have a wonderful rest of your day.